Hi guys, welcome back to another episode of Too Much to Say, because
we have too much to say
every time.
All the time about everything.
About everything. And I cannot start the episode, Manal, without like looking at our set and looking at the stuff that we've like added to it. I must say, I just love how we're just growing with the set, and how like every time there's like new additions. And the purple.
And the purple, because you know, Anisa's favorite color is purple. Do you know what my favorite color is?
Yeah, that turquoise or yellow.
Yes.
Hello, our brand.
She does know my favorite color. I thought you would.
But if you ask me your favorite food and all of that other stuff, I don't.
No. We talked about that. But to be fair, it changes.
Yeah. The important things I know a lot.
Yeah.
But I'm loving the addition. And we also have the team from Check 123 Studios that have been producing everything, and they've been doing their input on the setup as well. So it's just all coming
together.
family
affair, you guys.
Yeah.
We're so excited, and we love this.
Yes. And as you can see, we're just getting comfortable. That's all that's happening.
If you see Anisa's knee in some of the shots.
Yes. You know, guys in Majlis. Whenever goes to the Majlis and they sit like this.
I can, because if I sit like the way you're sitting right now, I have like one big, what I mentioned earlier.
All right.
I don't want that.
Moving on from that, because we do not want that.
No.
Manal, I want to play a quick little game, right? Because today's episode, by the way, guys, if you see me playing with my hair, I'm not used to it. I cut my hair. Manal did her hair. We're just going to be fumbling.
I colored my roots.
and you've got a nice blow dry.
I did.
Let's not downplay it. We're shining.
No, yes.
But you know when you have like a new haircut, you just... That's what I'm going to probably do the whole day today. Manal, I wanted to play a quick little game before we get into our question of the week and all of that, okay? There's an issue I have in life. I have a problem with saying no. I will say everything else before I say no. So I want to play a quick little game. I'm going to ask you some questions, and you have to answer the question. Girl, you have to answer the question without saying yes or no.
No,
but without saying yes or no.
You asked me if I should answer. I said no.
No, it's no option.
I'm starting it.
Sorry.
No.
You can't say no, because you've got to teach me.
Okay, fine, go.
So I'm going to ask you random questions, and you have to teach me how I should answer them without saying no or yes.
I have to teach you.
Yeah.
Okay, fine.
Okay.
Let's go. This is gonna
Question number 1. Would you like to join me for a workout at 6 a.m. tomorrow?
I wish it wasn't tomorrow at 6 a.m. Can we try Monday?
Okay, now with the quick little response.
You know?
Okay, another one. Can you help me organize my closet this weekend?
There's an app called XYZ. They will help you organize. I'm happy to pay for it.
Do you have that?
Yes, I do.
That's what I'm saying, yes or no? I know. Okay, let's try again.
Okay,
you see it now?
Yes, I see it now. I got it.
Let's try again. Would you like to try a new extreme sport with me this Saturday?
If only I wasn't swimming with the sharks this Saturday.
Do you like swimming with sharks?
I'm not sure yet. It's my first time.
How many times have you done it before?
None. I just told you it's my first time. What? You're not listening.
The art of listening.
The art of listening. Usually I'm the one that's terrible at it.
No, you did good.
Okay.
That was good.
Okay,
you're good. You passed.
Okay.
I would have fumbled.
How would you have answered? Like if I would have told you, would you like to join me for a workout at 6 a.m. tomorrow morning?
Like the same question. I would have just fumbled. I'm like, yeah. No.
Really?
No. I don't know how to.
You know what? I think because I have a problem with saying no.
Yeah.
So I always have a problem with saying no. And not because, I feel like I have a little bit of a people pleaser in me sometimes.
Yeah.
So because I struggle with it, I just want to say it in a way, but I don't want to offend you. You know what I mean? Or I don't want to make you feel like you're an inconvenience. So I think I'm really good. I think I knew that I was be really good, but I have to be able to, remind myself, no is also an answer. No is a full sentence.
Yeah. Speaking of which, we can actually go into the question of the week, because you've kind of answered that a little bit for me. So what are some personal experiences you've had when saying yes to something you didn't want to do, when you say yes to it, and how did it affect your well-being?
Say that again.
What are some personal experiences you've had when saying yes to something that you didn't want to do, and how did it affect your well-being?
So
like, you should have said no, but you didn't. You said yes, and like, how did that affect like your well-being?
So, I think I've experienced a couple of times, and I think we've talked about it, where I would have said yes to a certain situation or something, and I always end up waking up. So, for example, I'll give you an answer. Like, I'll give you an example. So if I would have plans the next day or have like an important meeting the next day, but I make plans the day before and I end up, you know, sleeping late, I'm exhausted. The next day, I'm a little like short-tempered. I'm tired, I'm lethargic, I'm not sharp. I feel like I should have listened to myself. I should have listened to my gut, and I should have said no.
No,
But some circumstances you can't, because either you've committed or you have, like, you know, it's like a friend visiting or something, like it's an obligation, or you have to take the kids somewhere, but you don't want to. And I feel like for me, the difficulty in saying no is because I end up feeling guilty a lot of the times. So even though I would say no, it doesn't mean I'm happy the next day.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like that guilty feeling just sits and festers.
And festers a little bit.
So it's always easier to just be like, yes. And then what?
No,
how do you...
I feel like we've had conversations where I like struggle to say no. Like I'll be like, I don't really want to do it, but I'm doing it. And then you'd be like, you've been a great help, because you're actually telling me like straight up I need to say no. Especially I would say the last 6 months, 7 months, we've been on our journeys. But I found that I find it hard to say no to close friends and family. And because they know that I'm not going to say, no, I feel like they've taken advantage a lot of the times. And I've been like, you know, like I'm weak when it comes to you.
When it comes to you,
you know, if you tell me, can you...
I think that's the thing.
Yeah.
I think a lot of the times it's that. It's like, you know, I'm weak when it comes to you. I could never say no.
Yeah.
Do you think that has something to do with like people pleasing?
Maybe. I'll tell you a story, right? When, like, this is like 2022. I used to be really close with this girl, right? And she was going through like a rough time with her ex-husband. He kind of was like in and out the kids' lives, and to the point where then he just was out of their lives, right? And I grew really close to the kids, a boy and a girl, really, really close in age, really cool kids. But I saw that my friend was like really going through it. And so she was like, I just need to get away. I need to go to like somewhere in Europe. I just need to get away. I need like a mom vacation, but without the kids. Right? So then she has a nanny in the house and whatever, but like, I think there was a bit of a boundary that was overstepped, because she had then said to me like, hey, can you stop your life for 10 days? No, she said, can you stop your life for 4 days, and can you come and stay with the kids and then kind of go from work or whatever? And I was like, okay, 4 days is not so bad, right? And so I ended up staying with the kids, getting them ready, taking them to school, going to work, picking them up. I was just on like mum mode all of a sudden, right? And then on the third day, like going to the fourth day, the day she's supposed to come back, she called me and she was like, oh my God, I've been having such an amazing time. I've just extended my trip. So she added an extra, it ended up being 10 days in total.
You're taking advantage, sis.
That annoyed the life out of me, because not that I didn't want to be with the kids. Don't get me wrong. I love them kids. And
I'm sorry,
today,
sis, but
I'll bail them out.
they're also not your kids. Like, you have a life.
No, 100%.
I'm sorry, realistically.
Yeah, 100%.
Like, we can be friends, but we can, like...
No, but that was like, if she had told me in advance, I just felt like I was taken advantage of. And then I started to notice, like remember how I told you a couple of episodes ago, there was people I was giving love to unconditionally, but their love was with conditions. I started to notice there was like a pattern that she'd always be around me and call me when she wanted something, but then when she doesn't, she's like gone, she's not answering my phone calls, whatever. And it was crazy, because a couple of months later, she did another thing that was really shady, but I don't really want to talk about it. But what that taught me was like, I had to set a boundary. The minute I set the boundary, it was like the most offensive thing to her. She took offense by the boundary. right?
Because we talked about this before.
Yeah.
We don't set the boundary
in the beginning. Yeah, but then you know,
like I'll take care of the kids. Like I'll pop in.
Yes.
I'll come in.
Yes.
I'll come in for a couple of hours. I'll pass by after work.
Bear in mind, her family live in the city.
Yeah, but like
Her family
exactly.
live
So
in the
why
city.
why
so
are-
like
why
she
me?
could have easily left the kids with her sister, her dad. Like people were in the city.
Yeah.
And it just, for me, it felt like, okay, 2-3 days was okay, but you took the absolute mick when you did it for 10 days. Do you know what I
10
mean?
days, yeah.
And so for me, that was a time that I had said yes to something, and it really affected my mental well-being because, first of all, looking after kids that are not mine is hard.
It's tough.
I
remember you sending me, like, you were like, I'm getting school emails.
Yeah.
And I told you, it's like, but I don't know if it's taken advantage. I'll be honest. Like, I think a lot of the times we make it about other people, but I think it's about us.
100%.
And I think we have had so many conversations about this, and it's why I love our friendship, because we really like talk about like the tough and the like difficult, you know,
conversations.
The conversations.
Yeah.
But I think it's not about taking advantage. I think it's us not setting the boundaries early on, and then even if you don't have to say no, I can't help you take care of the kids, but you can say, I'll pop in after work.
Yeah.
Don't make yourself available 100%.
Yeah, I mean, I've learned my lesson.
You can
today.
just pop in a little bit and come out a little bit.
Yeah.
And even if, like, even all friendships, like, it has to be a healthy friendship where there's no expectation or like, oh, if I don't do this for my friend, will she ever be able to rely on me again?
There it is.
It's like me asking you, babe, can you watch the kids for a couple of hours or for a day or two? I'm just gonna go to like Zanzibar and I'll be back.
Yeah.
And you saying no, and then me being offended. Why would I be offended?
Yeah.
If I'm really your friend, why would I be offended? I should know that you have a life, that you have work, you have responsibilities, like you have commitments.
Right.
You can't just watch my kids. Sorry, that's my responsibility.
It was more the disrespect around it.
Absolutely.
Like I'd watch
But it's more that
the whole town's kids. It's nothing to me, but it was the disrespect. I think that I just was like, how are you just out here just disrespecting my time? Like I'm just free.
Almost like your time is not as important as their time.
Yeah.
But here you are. But here's the thing: we think about other people before we think about ourselves
all the time.
And I have to reel myself in every once in a while because, sis, no one's coming to save us. Your energy is your energy. Your power is your power. Yeah. Like at the end of the day, if I say I have no energy now, I'm drained, what are you gonna come? Fuel me? No. It was my choice. Yeah. I am the one that emptied my energy. I'm the one that did that. And those that love you genuinely, with no conditions and no expectations and no hidden agendas, don't want anything from you. Yeah. Will be like, are you joking? You need to rest.
Absolutely.
I was just, quick story. I was supposed to go on a trip with, one of my really good friends. And the most beautiful thing happened. So I was struggling with saying no. I was still trying my best to make it work.
Happen. Yeah.
She sat me down and she said, I want to tell you something. And this still brings tears to my eyes because, like, only a handful of times have I felt this, like, deep level of like love. Yeah. She sat me down outside and she was like, held my hands. Like she just literally just went like this and she was like, babe, your hands are boiling, by the way. Why are her hands so hot?
I'm always like,
get off of me.
Can you give me your hands? Because your hands are cold.
I'm not cold.
Okay, go.
This is not, okay.
Babe.
So she was like, babe, you don't have to come. And she was like, the journey that you're on and this being Ramadan and you being in like a very centered and like a grounded and centered space. Yeah. I don't want you to come on this trip with me. And it was a birthday trip. Aww. And she looked and she was like, I'm saying no on your behalf. And I was like, there's no way. Yeah. I just bawled. I was crying because she was like, I wanted to lift the burden of saying no from your back and not realizing that was it. Yeah, that's just wild. I was like, that's what it is. Yeah. It's not a burden, but it's like, I love you so much that I can't say no. Yeah. And I think that was one of the moments in life that you just kind of like, you know what, that's a true friend. Somebody who can lift the burden of something that you were grappling with, or you were struggling with. You know what I mean? It's because it's not it's not a burden, and not to say that saying yes or saying no is a burden, but
it is,
isn't it? It's because you love them so much.
Too much sometimes.
And you can't be like, I cannot do it, you know? And I think...
And that's what I, like, struggled with.
Yeah.
Struggled constantly with, like, not saying no. And, you know, I'll tell you what my key takeaways from it was, Now, I'm so much better at saying no. Now, try me today. Today, I would say no. I'm going to say no, and I'm going to say no with a smile. My key takeaways from learning to say no was, number one, I had to understand, that is one of my favorite quotes, actually. I am mine before I'm ever anyone else's. So, like, I have that on my wall. Like, I am mine before I'm ever anybody else's. Remembering that, reminding myself of that. And then taking a step back and being like, you know what? How much of myself can I give to this, or can I devote to this situation or this person or this thing? And even to get to a point where I'm like, first of all, before I even say yes or no, give myself time to think. Yeah. Sorry, I'll get back to you. Yeah. Actually, you know what? Let me think about it. I'll get back to you. Yeah. So that's my thing now. It's like I don't have to give the answer straight away. And then if it's a no, no is a full sentence.
No is a full sentence.
No, it's a full sentence.
For me, my favorite saying is, no one's coming to save you.
No, it's facts.
No one's coming to save you.
You gotta be your own rescue.
And if you're exerting all the energy that you have and using it in places and people that don't understand why you said no in the first place. Yeah. No, you don't have the time. No, you're tired. No, I have to stay in with the kids. No, my child's sick. No, I've got to no, or even just no, and cut me some slack. Yeah, you know, and know that I always say yes. Yeah, but the one time or two times that I say no, it's from a real honest place. Yeah. You know,
can we talk about one thing though? In our culture, like as Somalis, it was always like embedded in us, whatever the bloody word is. The
embedded,
word.
Yes, the word.
Embedded in us.
It was always the word.
English is not
my first language.
But it was always like taught to us that it's rude to say no. It's rude to say no.
But even in our culture, like if someone invites you to their house, if someone gives you food,
you can't say no.
If someone gives you, like, offers you water, if someone gives you a gift, you can't give it away. No is not.
It's not really. And I feel like this generation, which I call the iPad generation, the kids of today, have a much stronger way to say no. So let me tell you about what my one sister, I'm not going to say her name. She's going to kill me. But I have a sister that I swear I wish I was like, and I think I spoke about her before. I will always kind of talk about her because she's like a center point, 2 years older than me, whatever. Like, she shaped a lot of my life, right? So I know when I did some inner work, because you've got to do some inner work, I went to a therapist. And I said to the therapist, I have a problem saying no. So what did she do? She was like, let's go back to your childhood, right? Then I realized me and my sister, she's 2 years older than me, but because we're close in age, we used to do everything together. My mom would take us, oh, you two go and do this, da, 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 da. So then I realized she had a very bad habit. She had a very bad habit, which today I think was her savior, right? She was just very moody. You didn't know what version of my sister. She would say no all the time. You just didn't know what version of my sister. People walked around her like eggshells. You don't know what version of her you're going to get. Till today, she's like that. You don't know what version. She might answer the phone, she might not. My mum, when she needs something, she'll call me to talk to her. Like, she's that type of person. So then what I realized as a child, when she would be like that to people, by people, I mean aunts, uncles, cousins, what was I doing? I was apologizing for her. I was like, going out of my way to be like, so sorry, yeah, I'll do it for you. Yeah, don't worry, she don't want to do it, I'll do it. Yeah. So what did that teach me? I couldn't say no.
And then you remember that incident at whatchamacallit. Sorry, that was really loud. Remember that incident? Because you were like, sorry, Jeff. But do you remember that incident where you were just like, oh, you know, like, and I was like, don't apologize.
Yeah.
I was like, don't apologize, remember? Yes. I was like, we don't have to apologize.
You know where that came
literally,
from.
That is...
It's autopilot. It's autopilot. And when you meet my sister, you'll see. Like when she comes to the UAE, I'm on eggshells. Yeah. She comes for like 10 days, 2 days, whatever. I'm always on, because I don't know what she's going to do. So I walk around her in eggshells. So the therapist was like, that's where that came from. Yeah. She was like, you're always that little girl whose sister got the pass. Because a family can only give one person a pass. You can't all be crazy. So she got the pass. She got the pass for all of us.
So you had there was no room for you.
I could do that.
So you can't.
There was no way. I just got the slipper. I I got
everything.
Everything, you know?
But for her, it was like...
But for her, it was like we tiptoe around her to the point where even till today, everyone tiptoes around her. But I realized because she was going around saying all of the nonsense, swearing, everything, literally to everyone, without any type of respect, I was apologizing and I was saying yes to compensate.
To compensate for that.
So what did I do? I called my sister. And I told her the story of what the therapist told me. And then she was like, first of all, who told you to go to a therapist? We don't do therapy. That was number one.
Wow.
We have to talk about that.
We don't do
such
therapy.
A taboo, right?
Yeah.
That was number one. And then the second thing she was like that's your fault. She was like, okay, you could tell me that this is what the therapist told you, but it's your fault. But you didn't take accountability for it. And I was like, you know what,
I agree with her, you know.
I was like, but I agree. I said, thank you for clarifying.
But you also were a child.
I was a child, but I'm not anymore. The same way with my food, which we're going to talk about another day, by the way, guys.
Nuggets and fries, guys.
The pickiest eater. I was a child when I was being picky. I have to grow up out of it at some point. We're working on it.
You did. You have gourmet nuggets and fries.
With caviar. The other day I had it with caviar.
That's disgusting.
Chicken nuggets caviar.
There's no way. Absolutely. There's no way.
Very nice.
I'm not doing it. But speaking about that, so with the kids, when they were younger, I was like, oh, mommy, you want to go for a play date? No. Come on, we've got to go for the... Like, and then I was reading this book on, like, parenting, raising boys, trying all these different books. And it said, like, actually, when your child says no, let them.
Let them.
So sometimes, because, you know, the three of them have very, very different personalities. So when one of them says no, like, oh, do you want to go to the movies? Sometimes I be like, no, but we're going to have a family day. We're all going.
We're going, yeah.
But like soft issues, I let them pass. But when they give me a hard no, I'm like, I respect that. It took me 41 years to be able to say,
to understand.
No, I don't want a Sprite with my meal.
No.
It took me a while. Like, it's not the easiest thing to say.
Yeah.
Still struggle with it.
Honestly, to kind of wrap this segment off, I would say to anyone who's struggling, as a former struggler, because I'm not struggling no more. Right now, I'll tell you no to your face, and it's a full sentence. I have the power. But to anyone struggling,
I don't have the power.
We have the power. Don't do that. We have the power.
I can't.
We have the power.
I mean, we'll practice.
Okay, then the advice that we're going to take...
Go to a therapist.
No. We don't do therapy. Astaghfirullah.
Just carry some cards around.
And she said,
alternatives. Just have some alternatives. No, just say no.
No. If you are someone who's struggling, honestly, with saying no to something that you know is not good for your well-being, I would say truly, number one, remember, you are yours before you are ever anybody else's. Remember that. I swear it makes a big difference.
No one is coming to save you.
No one's coming to save you. And then number two, when you say no, because you will end up saying it, when you say no, stand on it. Stand on your no and understand that you are looking out for you.
But babe, hold on. Sorry to cut you off. But it's not as easy as that. It's almost like someone saying, like, why are you stressed out? Like, just relax.
Calm down.
Calm down.
Breathe.
Because I'll fight you. I think it's really just taking small steps. Say no to something. Say no to, like, if you have a coffee, just say, no, I don't want milk today. Or no sugar today. Can I have a
remember?
Or, you know, but like small things, like ordering something, maybe in a meal. Start with small actions. I think we always focus a lot on, like, the big picture.
Things. Yeah.
And I think if we look at, like, our day-to-days, like our hourly things, like things that, small things that don't have, and then build your way up to the big things, because it gets easier. It's like practicing your tongue.
Yeah.
It's exercising your tongue to be able to say no.
Yeah. No, I agree. I agree. We're gonna leave it there for today. But if anyone is struggling with saying no, let us know in the comments how you overcome it. If there's other tips and tricks that you've used, because I'll be reading and I'll be waiting for some that I can use.
If you have any suggestions,
yes, let us know.
Please, sure.
Please. All right, girl, I got a dilemma for you. You ready?
Oh, Lord, yes.
Okay. This one?
No.
The whole day today.
Everything. Today, that's going to be my answer. You know what? I'm going to have a no. I think it's time to have a no day.
No, but I like the yes days.
What are we doing here?
Okay, we're going to do a no day?
The art of saying no.
Okay, we're going to do a no day?
No day.
Is that today?
No. Okay, let's go. It's a no day.
All right, we're going to do that. All right, so dilemma.
Ask away.
A colleague asked me to lie to his wife, saying that he's working on days when he actually plans to take off for personal projects. He insists this makes things easier, but I feel torn. I value honesty, yet I don't want to disappoint him or jeopardize our work relationship. Should I agree to lie for him or refuse and risk straining our rapport?
Can you read that last part again?
Should I agree to lie for him or refuse?
To lie to his wife for him?
Yeah, for him.
For what purpose?
Or refuse and risk straining our rapport. Answer like Hoya.
Yeah.
Lying is not haram.
Lying is haram. It's against the religion. End of story. But also, why am I lying for you?
Yeah.
Screw your friendship. Don't lie to your wife. Are you joking? I'm not. Why are you lying to your wife?
Yeah. Yeah.
Why are you lying?
Hoya would be like,
no.
Do you know what my mom would say?
Not on my clock. I don't want your karma.
Yeah. My mom would be like, the lie that you're telling people today, because all it takes is for someone to catch you in one lie, and nothing you ever say will ever be true to them ever.
And by the way, you will always be the problem.
Absolutely.
They will work things out.
And this was a female.
Either ways, the friendship is gone. Because either you lied for them and their spouse finds out, or you said no to them and now you've lost. You're losing. Yeah. It's a losing situation. Yeah. Any moment you're lying for someone, it's a losing situation. You're not 100%. Like, for what?
You know what I always say? I always say, when we were kids, and you know how you were afraid of your mom and dad, and you would tell like white little lies. So whenever I feel like I get to that point where I'm doing something I know I'm not supposed to be doing, do you know what I say? I'm like, who am I lying to? I'm a grown woman. I'm an adult. Why am I lying?
Why am I lying?
I'm a grown woman.
Absolutely.
But why am I lying? No. Yeah, I did it.
And if a grown person is asking you, can you lie to me?
No,
can you lie
why are you lying?
Why am I lying?
Can I tell you a funny story? When I was younger, because listen, my childhood was always funny. I had my sister, the crazy one, and then my cousin.
Don't call her crazy, Achid.
I love her.
Thank you.
And my cousin, they're the same age. So literally 2 weeks apart. And then there's a cousin, it's a boy. And there's a cousin who's my age, that's his brother, who's so two sisters had 2 kids at the same time. It's like you and your sister
we did.
You did, basically. Yeah. 2 weeks apart, both of them. So they used to they kind of grew up with us. They'd always come over, whatever. My sister and that cousin, the one that's her age, used to love taking things apart. They would unscrew things. Yeah, they would put things apart. They would do all of this stuff, right? So then whenever they did something, what would I do? I would cover for them. Because what was I doing? Compensating, right? So I'd cover for them. I'd lie for them. I'd whatever, right? Then one day, my mom had it was a Friday. She had people coming over, her sister, her brothers. The people were coming over. So my mom was making like a feast. And we had a long dining table. So these rugrats, what were they doing that morning? They were unscrewing the legs of the dining table.
Oh my
That's
God.
what they were doing. And I didn't say anything. So Miskina Mama, she put the plate down with the rice.
No.
And what happened?
No.
The whole table. What did they do? Immediately, they got up and they said, Anisa did it.
Yeah, you did it. You lied for them.
No, I didn't say anything.
You didn't say anything.
I was quiet. So they said, Anisa did it. Yo, the whooping I got that day on their behalf. I was so mad. And you know what that did to me?
I don't know. Why were you quiet? Did your mom ask who did it? And then you didn't answer?
I said it was them.
Okay.
I didn't lie for them. No.
Okay. If you would have lied for them, I'd have been like, it's you.
No, but I'll tell you what the issue was, right? I saw them do it, and I didn't say anything. But the minute that my mom asked who did it, all 3 of them, my sister, the 2 brothers, said, Anisa did it.
Of course, right? The nice one.
The one that was quiet. So then I got the beatings. And then what did that do to me? In life, I swear, Manal, you've never seen me angry, and inshallah you don't. The one thing that will tear me apart and make me violent is if you accuse me of something I didn't do. That's the one thing. Ooh. If you want to know my weakness, because when I do something, wallahi, first of all, I can't lie. You saw it the other day. My face shows everything.
She's like,
I can't look at you in the face from lying. You'll know. Or I'm laughing. or I just be hiding.
Anisa, where are you going?
I'm
just gonna be. Look at the.
Look at the stars. I can't lie. But if you ever want to see me mad, tell me I've done something I haven't done. All hell will break loose.
Oh my God.
So that was why we don't lie and why we, take accountability.
I hate anyone thinks that I'm lying or anyone says I did something I didn't do.
God.
Oh my God. If you ever see me scream or get really like flustered and mad and angry, it's because you
are lying. Yeah. So, to the person sitting in the dilemma, don't lie for them.
خلي تولي. If they want to lie to each other, let them lie to each other. It's none of your problem.
And speaking of lying, let's move on to the weird stuff that we found on the internet. So I love the internet these days because you will find anything and everything. And Manal and I were having a conversation about like the weirdest confessions that we found on the internet. Do you want to read about?
Yes. Oh my God. I'd collect dead bumblebees that I'd find and treat them like pets until their heads fell off. Can I tell you my weird confession?
Go ahead.
That's why I went slow, because I was like, I think mine
I'm sure you probably have a weird confession. What's your weird confession?
I do have a weird confession. You know the matchsticks? You know where I'm going with this. When I was a kid, I would just take them. Yo, it's salty. And there was like a little like...
Stop.
Yeah, it was salty. It was so good. The black bit of the matches, remember the old matches? Which still exist. But I would like suck on the black bit. And the second one was, remember the phone cables in the wall?
We're all looking at you crazy right now. Go on, there's more.
You know, the phone cable in the wall, the small ones I used to, plug if you didn't want someone to call you, you just have to plug it out, remember?
Yeah.
So that one, I would take it.
No, you didn't.
Wallah, I did. Ask my mom. I swear to God. I don't know. And we had a coffee table. I used to like reading my books under the coffee table.
And you sit there.
I swear to God.
Why are you so cute?
That's why when I was reading these, some of them I was just like, I get that.
Yeah, but I get it. I'm on that spectrum.
I know one of my aunts used to chew on charcoal when she was pregnant. But apparently there's something about that. I think it's like the iron level or something.
I know ice.
Something. Ice
I know, but I've never heard of charcoal.
No, charcoal.
Okay, girl.
Like
weird confession.
Because there's a anemic. Is it the iron level? I'm not a doctor.
If you're anemic, you've got low iron. I'm anemic, so you've got low iron.
So low iron, so that when you're pregnant, you feel like and you would just eat charcoal. Crazy. But I read the second one.
Can I tell you my weird confession? I mean, mine's not weird. Everyone knows. My weird confession is I'm a picky eater. But like, I think mine is just stupid.
No, you have a deeper one. What's your...
No, really. What's my deeper one?
Do you eat CD? I have another one.
Did you just say eat CDs?
Yeah.
Manal, should we go and do like an X-ray for you or something? A full body scan? We're going to Turkey. We're going to Turkey and we're going to do the full blood work, full day thing.
Take me immediately.
We're going.
But I have one more.
What?
Damn. You know the erasers?
The rubber. We call it rubber. Go on.
Eraser. Masaha.
Masaha rubber.
Okay, rubber.
Okay. And you used to sniff the glue too, innit?
Look at me. I'm in one piece. I don't know about it. I don't know if I'm in complete one piece.
I don't know.
That's why some of these I was like, okay.
No, can you tell?
I mean, I think mine was worse, but no, the second one's crazy though.
Go on. Do you want to read
From
it?
the ages 2 to 4, I gagged myself constantly. I just straight up stuck my finger down my throat. I never threw up. I just like the sensation of my throat constricting on its own.
That's not... What did mom tell us to do? She said, laugh gracefully. That's
what I'm doing. Laughing
gracefully. All right.
Yeah, so...
That's wild. Okay, I'll read out the next one.
From ages 2 to 4 is wild.
All right, next one. I used to chew on the feet of my Barbie dolls. The rubber had a satisfying texture, and eventually all the Barbies had mangled stumps at the ends of their feet. So they're like...
Yo, have you ever tried to chew a Barbie foot?
No, please tell me.
Or just a Barbie arm?
Please tell me you didn't.
I didn't, but I tried. My daughter, and this is as an adult. my daughter's doll was stuck somewhere.
Crazy.
So I was pulling something out, and I was just like, and I was like,
oh, it's not bad. As an adult, that's wild. I can't help
but not the foot.
Not the foot.
I can't remember. I think was it the hand or
girl?
I can't remember. Something was stuck, and I just remember. I was like, oh no, this was.
But now we have to get you checked out, sis. But I love this for you because it made you who you is and who you are.
I am in one piece.
Alhamdulillah. Okay.
Okay.
You gonna read the next one?
You want me to read it? Okay. I would pick up snails and I would pick up snails and peel off their shell, then give the naked snail to my mom as a gift. Don't do it.
Can you imagine هو collected that? Waa maxay maanta tii keento? Hooyo waxbaan ku keenay maanta. Waa maxay? Hayay. My mom would be like, wow, what eh? So basically to translate, mom would be like, what did you get me today? And I'd be like, mom, I got you a gift. And the gift would be like, what in the world?
I don't want it. Keep it.
Yeah.
If my kids ever gave it to me, I'd be like,
I made this for you.
No, I don't want it. Take it back.
Okay.
Don't give me any more gifts, as a matter of fact.
I got one more. I used to cut the soft buttons off the remotes in the house. I'll never forget the look my mom gave me when she saw it and asked if I was okay. Oh my God, Manal.
It is satisfying.
Manal, first of all.
Please, I almost got up to pick up a remote to show you how satisfying it is. And then push them back in. Thank God for puppets. I know, it's okay. But you played with the puppets. You saw the feeling. You know, when you pop them, it's the same feeling. Yeah, it's the same feeling. You pull it out and you just push it back in, and the way it just comes, boom, it just.
I love you unconditionally.
You know what I'm talking about. You know what I'm talking about. It's just you.
I love you unconditionally.
Just try it. I wish I got the remote. I would show you, and I wanted you to try it.
The bubble wrap. I did the bubble wrap.
The remote.
I'm not doing the remote.
Wallahi, I'm not joking. We'll take a picture of it and we'll post it. But I will show you what our remote controls in the house, at least from the old TVs, thank God, looks like. Yes, we have them.
That's how I know you grew up in a house with just a few of you guys.
There was just me and my sister.
There was no way.
There was no way.
In my house that was happening.
Yeah.
Because my mom would...
Before your mom, your siblings would be like, whoever has that.
What do you mean? You know what mom used to do? She used to, whatever, like, when, you know the thing you were talking about, the wire? Whenever we're all upstairs and my mom wants someone to come downstairs to make like a cup of tea or something for her, she used to unplug it. And then somebody would come down, someone, to fix it. And she'd be like, I was so to my hoy, please come shout at this summit.
Whoa.
She'd be like, you came downstairs, can you just go make me a cup of tea? That's where the name Kids Unplugged came from. Because my mom used to literally unplug and then get someone to come down. Because the minute it goes off, someone's like, oh, the thing.
The phone's off, the internet is out.
Everything. My sister's upstairs looking at the phone.
She's genius.
Yeah, so.
That's really, anyways, these are really weird.
Yeah.
These are really weird.
If you guys have any weird confessions, let us know in the comments.
If it gets worse than mine. And if you have chewed on matchsticks, holler. Just message.
We're going to start a support group.
A support group.
Yeah.
We're okay though.
We're going to do a support group. Guys, thank you so much for joining us in this episode. We honestly had a lot of fun, learned a little bit more about each other as we do. Please don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe. And we can't wait to see you guys in the next episode.
Thank you so much for joining us, for your support, for you guys cheering for us, your suggestions. We really appreciate it. Thank you so much.
And
there is it.
I couldn't say it. There is it.